Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for more. Phrasal verbs, discussions. Agree with. If you agree with an action or suggestion, you approve of it. You didn't ask anybody whether they agreed with what you were doing. Back down. If you back down, you start to accept someone else's opinion or demand, even though you do not want to. Eventually he backed down on the question of pay. Note, you can also use given. Bring into. 1. If you bring someone into an event or group, you ask them to take part in it or be part of it. Grease has got to be brought into the talks. 2. If you bring a subject into a discussion or situation, you introduce it or start talking about it. They always bring money into it. Back up. If you back up a statement, you give evidence to prove that it is true or reasonable. You need some statistics to back up your claim. Supporters of this theory offer no evidence to back it up. Come down to. If a problem, question, or situation comes down to a particular thing, that is the most important thing about it. It all comes down to what sort of education you received. Give in. 1. If you give in, you finally agree to do what someone wants you to do even though you do not want to do it. He can say what he likes, I won't give in. 2. If you give in, you finally accept that someone else has defeated you and you stop competing. Alright, I give in, what's the answer? Go back on. If you go back on a promise, agreement, or statement, you do not do what you promised or agreed, or you say something which is the opposite of what you said earlier. It wouldn't be fair to go back on all those promises. Go back to. If you go back to a point in a discussion or conversation, you start talking about it again. Going back to what you said earlier, we simply don't have the budget for this. Go into. If you go into a particular subject, you describe it fully or in detail. He went into the matter in some detail. Insist on. If you insist on something, you ask for it firmly and refuse to accept anything else. He insisted on paying for the meal. Note, you can also use insist upon. Listen to. 1. When you listen to someone or something, you give your attention to a sound or to what someone says. You need to sit quietly and listen to the teacher. 2. If you listen to someone or to what someone says, you pay attention to them and let them influence you. He never listened to his mother. Point out. 1. If you point out an object or person, you tell someone that they are there or use your hand to show them. Dino had pointed her out at the party. They walked up the street, and she pointed out the cafe. 2. If you point something out, you give people an important piece of information that they did not know. Critics were quick to point out the weaknesses in these arguments. I pointed this fact out to him in the meeting. Stand by. If you stand by something, you continue to believe that it is correct or true. I said I could do it and I stand by that. Note, you can also use abide by and adhere to. These are more formal. Note, the opposite of stand by is go back on. Talk into. If you talk someone into doing something, you persuade them to do it. She talked me into taking a week's holiday. Note, the opposite of talk into is talk out of. Talk out of. If you talk someone out of doing something, you persuade them not to do it. He tried to talk me out of buying such a big car. Win over. If you win someone over, you persuade them to support or agree with you or you make them like you. Mainly British. I was completely won over by the courtesy and decency of the people. His directness and obvious honesty were winning people over. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for more.